the nerve of Harry. He just ruined that conversation.
Yeah.
Now, Sid is a gregarious fellow. He likes to talk to people.
Yeah, I've listened to Sid on the radio for years.
I still do. Every morning.
It's too early for me.
Bernie and Sid in the morning, man. It's the morning show.
New York radio. You ready? I just showed you, Sid, the trade. But I'll verbalize it now so you can take it all in.
It hasn't sunk in yet. I can tell by looking at it.
Well, he was looking at my computer screen, and then you can't, you know.
I got a
What's going on here? Go ahead.
I actually got some update on my phone. It's not working.
Go ahead.
How about now?
Yeah, there we go.
I got an update on my phone that Porzingis just got traded.
He is.
Yeah.
At the same time you and I looked at each other.
You ready?
Right.
Yeah.
Porzingis, Courtney Lee,
Right.
Tim Hardaway Jr.,
Right.
Wesley Matthews, Dennis Smith Jr., and DeAndre Jordan.
Well, just so
Really?
you know, they've been talking about trading Hardaway Jr. and Courtney Lee forever. That's not a surprise. The Knicks also love Dennis Smith Jr. That's not a surprise. Porzingis, I just spoke to, was it Breen? Somebody last week, and they said, look, the Knicks are doing it right. Fizdale's the right guy for the job. They're sitting out Porzingis. They stink anyway. He's getting healthy. He'll come back next year. Knicks have a ton of money to spend. Maybe they can lure a guy like Kevin Durant. Maybe they can lure. I know Irving says he's staying in Boston. Maybe even Anthony Davis. Point is, the plan that we thought was in place was grab a free agent, bring back a healthy Porzingis, and start to build something. Now Porzingis is a Dallas Maverick.
That owner has got to be the worst in sports.
It's not his fault.
Why not?
Because Scott Perry makes the trades, not Jim Dolan. And I'll say this.
He doesn't sign
it's
off
his-
on it.
it's
He's
his
gotta
team,
sign
Sid.
off on
He
that.
doesn't sign off on trades.
But he has to be more helicopter of a parent to fix that and say, if this guy's not getting it right, then I got to get him out.
I can't stand owners who get involved every single day. He hired Scott Perry 2 years ago. He's not going to all of a sudden take the power away from the guy. Look, Jim Dolan is guilty of one thing. Say he's a bad owner.
Well, he's not a great
He's
owner.
a bad musician.
He's a terrible
bad
musician.
He's a terrible musician.
That's much better.
Yes.
No, what he is he spends money haphazardly and unwisely. Is
Right.
this me?
Yeah, you're
Fine,
good.
you're
You're good. We're trying to figure out Harry. Harry's the
I
pain in the
can't
ass.
hear
Harry.
it. I can't hear
No,
it.
that's
I'm deaf
me.
also.
No,
Yes.
So the point is, when guys are out there, he'll get them. He'll give Larry Brown money. He'll give Isaiah Thomas money. He'll give Phil Jackson money. That's an owner that I want. I want a guy that's going to spend
Larry
money.
Brown and Isaiah Thomas, you know more about basketball than both of them combined.
At the time, those were the biggest names out there. I want my owner to go out and get the biggest names out there. Look, when it goes bad, everybody blames Jim Dolan. Every Knick fan wanted Phil Jackson. We had no idea, and he gave him $60 million. That's not a bad owner. Phil Jackson was a bad vice president.
No, I agree with that.
What
I
do you
agree
want?
with Phil.
I mean,
Yeah, but
Well,
at
the
this
vetting
stage, when you got a
process.
name like Porzingis, doesn't the owner have to get involved with? You trade Courtney Lee and Hardaway, fine,
Hold on.
but Porzingis.
What do you mean a name like Porzingis?
Well, he's a pretty high-profile player on that
How
franchise.
many good years has Porzingis had in the NBA?
One.
One.
He's had more good days on yachts on
Right.
Ibiza than he
So,
has on Madison
let's
Square
calm
Garden.
down. The point is the guy hasn't been healthy for 2 years.
That's true.
2 years. He wasn't real happy with the Knicks last year. He may have said to them, I don't know, hey, get me the hell out of here. We suck. I can't save this sinking ship. And maybe he forced their hand. I don't know.
Yeah.
But let's not make Kristaps Porzingis Michael Jordan. All right,
I
That's
got you.
fair to say.
I got you.
Sometimes you get a guy who's,
I think blaming the owner for me is lazy sports talk. It's easy. Dolan, the team has been bad under him. That's true. But it's not like he's cheap. It's not like he doesn't try to get the best guys. For some reason, you walk into the Garden and you turn to duty. Just the way it is. Listen, there's been plenty of players who had great careers. They would go to Flushing, Queens, and it was over.
Right.
And there's no explanation. Did that make the owner a bad owner? Did that make Steve Phillips? No, he's going to get fired. Bobby V's going to get fired. But these guys are out there trying to bring in the right guys. They're spending the money, and it goes bad.
Okay, but can't you look at it, not the opposite, but a different way in which James Dolan, let me just paint this picture. You tell me what you think, Sid. James Dolan has had a track record of spending, but also maybe not before Phil Jackson, but also going after the biggest names, maybe not the best.
It's like Dan Snyder in football.
Right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
If you're Phil Jackson, who's a pretty smart guy, maybe you look at this as an opening to get a free payday, like Mike Shanahan did with Dan Snyder.
Right.
Fair. No, listen. I hate doing this. It sounds like I'm making an argument for Jim Dolan.
No, I don't think you are.
I don't like Jim Dolan. I don't think he's a good owner. I just think that the rap that he has, the rep, is at times unfair because I do believe most of the time he will take all of his resources and try to make the Knicks better, but the decision-making has been awful. And by the way, it didn't start there. Let's talk about the GMs. You could talk about, Phil Jackson, Larry Brown, Isaiah Thomas. Dave Checketts made mistakes.
Right.
Did he not?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the other kid, Scott Layden? He made
right.
mistakes.
Yep.
You could go all the way back to the Patrick Ewing trade when they traded Ewing for Glenn Wright. That's when the whole thing started to go sideways. That was way before Isaiah Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
So what's special about the Knicks is this is like 20 years of crap in the making. I mean, this is really good. This is crap. And who knows? Maybe Dennis Smith is going to be great. I like the kid. Who knows what happens here?
Well, if they like Dennis Smith so much, why didn't they draft him the other year? Because they took Ntilikina right in front of him.
Here's what you're doing. You're asking a rational question.
Well, that's what we do here.
About the Knicks.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to answer.
It's not easy. It's like the questions I get every day about President Trump.
Right.
I can't always tell you why he does
what
some
he does.
of the things that he does. But like James Dolan, I think Trump wants to win. And sometimes the president makes decisions that help us win. And sometimes you go, oh, my God, here's Phil Jackson all over again. I think that Dolan is just he's bad for the team, but I do think he tries to win, and he makes his resources available. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Is that
does.
fair?
I think so. I think it does. What would you say, in your opinion, is better in Philadelphia than New York City?
Nothing.
Come on, Sid, you didn't even think about that.
Cheesesteak.
You can give us something better than cliche.
I once met a girl on Shunk Street.
Now we're talking.
South Philly.
Now we're talking.
Yes.
I got lost on the way to Atlantic City. I don't know how many years ago this was. Maybe 25 years ago.
In the Pine Barrens, like Chrissy.
No. It was just
in
like
The Sopranos,
Just
you're
like
eating
that.
ketchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we ran out of cocaine. So,
Yes.
and only Sid Rosenberg will tell these stories.
Yes.
So we're blasted. We're
Right.
out of booze, out of drugs, and we end up down by the Spectrum. We went over some Benjamin Franklin. I don't know what we did.
Right.
We were hammered. Never should have been on the road. This is a lesson for you little kids out there. We went out of drugs too early. That's a lesson.
That's a lesson.
Well, yeah.
Plan ahead.
Right. But we
Jeez.
got lost down, and we met this. It's a true story.
Yeah.
This girl by Shunk Street. So my buddy, his name is Yitzi, Orthodox Jew from Brooklyn, New York.
Sounds that's a good Jew name.
Can't make it up.
Yeah.
He rolls down the window, and he goes, "We're lost. We want to get to Atlantic City." She starts to laugh. She goes, "Oh, you guys are really lost. Come in. True story. And I'll show you how to get there." So we walk into this house. Not exactly palatial. You guys know about Shunk
Well,
Street.
sure.
And I'm looking around, and we're not in the house for 5 minutes. Bedroom door slams, and all I hear for the next 10 minutes is the loudest moaning you'll ever hear. And I'm going, oh my God, this girl just came outside, was going to give us directions, and now my buddy Yitzi, in an attempt to get to Atlantic City, is banging this chick.
Wow. And you don't like Philly?
I didn't bang her.
Yeah, but
I was playing Atari in the living room.
we should be talking to Yitzi right now.
What year is this?
Oh, last year.
Wait,
It's like 25 years ago.
I was saying he's playing Atari.
Yeah, so we would go back to Atlantic City once a month, and he would stop on Shunk Street.
Of course.
And
Oh,
make
yeah.
me, like, sit in a car,
Oh,
sit
geez.
in the living room. So
How'd she look?
she was cute.
Okay.
It made no sense.
Okay.
So if you thought I hated the Eagles or the Phillies or the 76ers before, now my buddy's getting action. I'm sitting at Park Nova on Shunk Street. I really hated Philadelphia.
Right, you're begging for a line and you're drinking a warm
Right,
beer.
right. I swear to God.
Yeah.
And he's getting all the action.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
But it's one of the great. I almost put it in my book. I swear to God, that's what a good story.
That is beautiful.
It's the kind of talk you get on the Bernie and Sid show,
Oh, yeah.
too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your last guest was great. Guy knows more about football than I'll ever know.
He was
But
kind of putting me to sleep, though,
I mean,
Sid.
yeah. I mean,
I got to be honest.
I can't do it. That's why I made the conscious decision 5 years ago to add more politics and news. So when we start to get way too in the weeds, when it starts to get way too baseball-y or football-y, start to break down defenses,
Yeah.
I can go to something else.
Right.
Because I've got ADD anyway.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm talking to you three guys.
Yeah.
You're like part of 15 conversations. Right here in this head.
He's the same way.
Oh, I know he is.
Yeah.
8 times always been like that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But here's the difference. I have ADD. He's insane.
You are right about that.
Yeah.
There's no denying.
Zero argument.
Right.
I have to ask you this question because it's popped up with us and.
It's not true. Whatever it is.
No.
Okay.
It's a hypothetical. And you always look and think, like, what would this athlete be like if he or she played in the time of social media?
Right.
And I'm thinking, what would 20 year ago Sid, who's on Shunk Street with his buddy Yitzy up there, and if there was Tinder?
Oh, man.
Sid Rosenberg back in the day on Tinder, the world couldn't have that. It would just blow up.
You're right. You're right.
Combust.
Now, I've never been on it because it got popular. I'm married 20.
Right.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Right. So this is pre-marriage.
Right. But if it was out there, I mean, I remember, guys, I would like get the white pages, the yellow pages.
Yes. The Village Voice.
The Village Voice. This was before even Backpage.
Before
Right.
Craigslist.
Right. Oh no,
Craigslist.
there was no online.
Right.
There was nothing.
Craigslist was the back page of the Village Voice.
That's right. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. And I would spend hours looking through names. Nothing would ever happen, by the way. But hours looking through names and numbers. And I remember when all these websites started coming out, and I was a happily married man, which I still am. And I used to think just like that, like, how much better would my teenage years have gone? How much less masturbation if, in fact, I had it? Can you say that on your radio
Yes.
station?
Yeah.
If I had Tinder or one of these websites, because there was a lot of nights where I did everything I could. I knocked on, I tried to sell backwards.
I tell you what,
Whatever it takes.
I know what would have happened. You'd have gotten a disease. You'd have gotten a disease.
Probably.
Yeah.
So when you see those guys that apply for jobs and their past jobs, was like I was the door-to-door knife sales. You know those guys that sell like the block of knives?
Oh, yeah,
now
sure.
I know what they were trying to do.
Yeah. Oh, those guys, let me tell you. Remember when Patrick Dempsey played the pizza guy in the movie?
Yeah.
Yes. Loverboy.
Lover boy.
Those are those knife guys.
Yeah.
Same thing.
The Fuller Brush Man way back in the day.
Now that was extra anchovies, right?
Very
Yes.
good. Very good.
Come on, Sid.
Money.
Come on.
Money.
That was wasn't it Lover boy?
Yeah,
right.
You know the Sid Sports Sunday show.
That you're on?
Well, I've been on it several times.
Right.
He's,
Harry's great at it.
graciously put me on there. Forget about that guy with the app on Sundays and that stupid show because he doesn't even remember what happens anymore.
Yeah, he's sitting
This
there
show
right there,
is the Sports Sunday show.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, WABC.
You've been great, Harry. All the Eagle games, Harry calls in,
Awesome.
gives us.
Yeah.
He's really good. You know how good he is. But we have some fun. It is more of a sports show, like Mike would do.
That's a
Grant
sports
Sessa.
show. Yeah.
No politics, no
fine.
sex, but
No
it
sex?
does no sex. No.
I thought you'd slide a little in.
Well, unless Eugene Robinson has something. But it moves fast.
That was here.
That was here.
Yes, that was.
No, it was in Miami, but he played for Atlanta.
That's right.
Oh, right.
It was the Falcons Broncos.
Yeah.
He had
Oh.
just won Man of the Year, which was given to the guy who showed the most morality.
That's right.
That's
The
right.
Walter
What?
Payton award.
It was even before that.
Oh,
it was
is
the
that-
Man of the Year.
Wow.
The moral. What's more moral than banging a $15 hooker 3 nights before the Super Bowl?
Wow.
They took the award away. I said, give him another one. Kidding me? Guy's my hero.
$15.
$15.
Now, I mean, you're getting change back on a 20.
Yeah,
Jeez.
that's exactly right. Think about that for a second. Think about that.
I can't comprehend that.
Multi-millionaire. You can't get an escort.
Oh,
You're
man.
in Miami. You're in South Beach.
I know.
$15.
I mean, just spring for the 300, right?
Right.
Might as well.
Okay.
At this point.
And they lost the damn game to the Broncos anyway.
That wasn't
right.
even worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the Dirty Birds.
That
Those
was
guys,
that
crew,
Dan
yeah.
Reeves and Jamal Anderson and Chris Chandler. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like the most exciting threesome. Like you three guys together, even 2 of you together.
Yeah.
That is.
We're having fun.
It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
That is great radio.
We're just trying to be as silly and non-serious as humanly possible.
Well,
Pretty much.
you know, there's so much serious stuff that we deal with every single, real serious.
Right.
That when you have an opportunity like this, I don't think you can be silly enough, you know, because I think people come to us or you looking to escape,
Yeah.
you know. Now, I do discuss more serious topics during my weekday morning show, and Harry will tell you this, we will take something serious and make a farce out of it quickly.
Yeah.
Because the last thing we want to do is really remind everybody of just how awful our country and you people are. You specifically.
I know.
Terrible people.
Well, about as serious
New York Jews. We're terrible. We run the world.
Right. About as serious as you've gotten was recently with Bo Dietl's brother passing. I mean, you got emotional on the air.
I did cry. Yeah. I mean, Bo's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I saw the pain he was going through. Here's the toughest cop maybe in the history of the NYPD. They've made movies about him, written books about him, and now he gets reoccurring roles in every Marty Scorsese film. He's a real tough guy. And to see him cry, and it wasn't a little tear down his eye, it was like Ben Stiller walking down the street and something about Mary. He was hysterical. And I don't know if you've got a little bit of soul and you care about people, and he's a dear, dear friend, how else would you react?
Yeah.
And he said it again Tuesday, it's one thing to lose a sibling or a family member, but Alan was his best friend. So that represents a lot in somebody's life. And look, now he's lost, in the last 2 years, his aunt, his mother, his brother. And the scary part is you start to realize your own mortality. I'll be 52 in April. The longer I live, the more I see people I love die.
I'm 53.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I have relatives.
You look good, Sid.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
He's got a great tan.
I have relatives that are dying. Like I never thought when I was a kid they would die.
Right.
Right. And my dad's 87. My mom's 86. So that's the Bo Dietl struggle, right?
Yeah.
I just lost my best friend, and the longer I live,
I'm going to lose more.
It gets more sad. Yeah. Not crazy.
It is.
It was ironic that you happened to be sitting right here during this Knicks trade. It was a pleasure.
I know, that's
This was a lot of fun.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
How serendipitous.
That's a great word.
Well, that's a big
no
word.
one knows what that means in your audience. Nobody.
That's a big word for
I got
this
20
show.
I don't know if
ones
anybody
right
knows what that means in your audience either.
Hey, I'm in New York, buddy.
I know. I stand by my statement.
Don't forget, you're just a suburb.
Hey, come down to Shunk Street, whatever you want.
You want to meet me there? You're in. I guarantee you're in.
Thank
you, guys.
Just grow my curls out.
Sid
I'll be
Rosenberg,
fine.
everybody.